All the puppets appeared in front of Lu Fan one after another, the sound of clanging iron, the thumping of their combined footsteps. It was as if the balance of the earth had been shaken. Lu Fan backed away slightly. His eyes widened. "How is this possible?" he muttered to himself. "I didn't think they could be activated again after being bound to a core note." And then, last of all, appeared a fourth stage puppet, the same one that Lu Fan had killed some time ago. Fourth stage? Again? Lu Fan's breath stopped for a moment. This skill, Huang Yutian's control, this power is no longer normal. He took a few steps back and looked at the puppet army standing in front of him. Each puppet's eyes had the same red glow, as if some invisible force had bound them to a single beat. Now this team is taking shape. Not just shape, but it has become an army that can challenge the heavens. He then looked up. The sky was covered with a thick layer of clouds, as if a huge storm was approaching. The news of Huangling Jin Erhu's death should have reached the Long family by now. What will they do now? Will they keep quiet, or will they seek revenge? And at that moment, a slow smile appeared on Lu Fan's face. Whatever it is, now the real game begins. Location: main hall of the Long family manor. The marble floor was paved with red carpet, and in the middle was a throne on a raised platform. Sitting on the throne was the Heavenly Rider, the ancestor of the Long family who had attained the 98th level, whose mere presence made every warrior in the hall unable to stand. Huang Yutian was kneeling. His body was covered with scars, and his face was pale with fear. "I swear everything is true. Lu Fan left me alive so that I could deliver this message. My brother didn't even have time to strike. The dragon just came, and he was finished off." The hall fell silent. Some warriors held their breath. Third, stage expert? Yes, the ancestors. They were just crushed to pieces in an instant. The Heavenly Rider angrily tapped his fingers on the arm of the throne. That girl from the clan is now truly in the shadow of some extraordinary power. This Lu Fan has now become a headache for us. Just then, a middle-aged man sitting on the right side of the throne spoke softly. "The death of the Second Lord is now confirmed. And now, a direct message from the Dragon Tamer has arrived. Within 3 days, if we don't return our resources and territory, then the next attack will be directly on the Long family manor." A heaviness descended across the hall. Some warriors clenched their fists. Several elders closed their eyes and pondered. The Heavenly Rider's voice rang out, heavy, resonant, and decisive. "Does the Dragon Tamer think he can bring us to our knees now?" But the Long family's knees haven't bent in centuries, and if we have to lose everything, we'll wipe him out, along with his power. Heavenly Rider was still seated on the throne, with Long Jin standing beside him, when "Dum!" A loud explosion ripped through the ceiling above. Dust and stones scattered as an old man fell to the ground directly in front of the throne. His clothes were torn, his eyes were on fire. "Heavenly Rider, today you must answer." Swords were drawn in the hall. The rider's eyes narrowed. He angrily said, "Old man, you're going to tear my roof apart and come in like that? Do you have the strength to fight the Long clan?" The old man stood up. His body was trembling, but his words were devoid of fear. "And what game has your clan played against the Ye family?" "Long Erhu killed my grandson, Huang Yutian. Now, I've come to pay for that blood." The hall fell silent. Long Jin's brother was startled. "What did you say? You mean to say that my brother killed Yutian?" "That's impossible. I saw it myself, that my brother was already killed by Lu Fan. If he's dead, how could he kill Yutian?" The old man paused for a moment. His breathing was heavy. He turned and looked deeply into the man's eyes. "Are you telling the truth? If you're lying, Then I'll show you what a death prayer is. The heavenly rider held the hilt of his sword. That's enough. This palace is not a battlefield. If the Long clan has been falsely accused, then your punishment is certain. Main hall, tense atmosphere. Hearing the old man's threat, Long Jin panicked. He immediately backed away and hid behind Heavenly Rider like a child looking for shadows. Heavenly Rider said in a serious voice, Long Jin is an old companion of our family. Please, think twice before you make such accusations. Heavenly Rider whispered softly, Is Erhu really dead? If someone saw him helping the Ye family, then maybe there must be a ghost behind him. The old man smiled wryly. Not a ghost. There was a message. The dragon tamer purposely sent Long Jin back to say, You must hand over all your land and resources in 3 days. Hearing this, the hall fell silent again. Heavenly Rider's eyebrows furrowed. Long Jin asked in a trembling voice, Where does the Ye family get so much courage? Is some other power supporting them? The old man immediately said, Yes, I have also received the same message, and I believe this family cannot have such confidence on their own. There must be some invisible power behind it. A valley rider standing in the corner of the hall stepped forward. His words were filled with hatred. This family will pay the price for their arrogance. Now no one can protect them from us. Their biggest threat is the dragon tamer. The heavenly rider asked, What is the reason for the dragon tamer's strength? The valley rider said, He has 2 extremely dangerous beasts. One kills invisibly like a shadow, the other one wreaks havoc in the open, like a god of destruction. One of them is the spirit of the killer. The other is the demon of destruction. Even our armies will think twice before clashing with them. The heavenly rider was now thinking deeply. 3 days. If we don't do anything, the Long clan will become history. The old man was silent for a few moments, then spoke seriously. The dragon tamer is actually not just a person, but a summoning process through which those ancient dragons are drawn into this world. If we capture the dragons and destroy those who trained them, then all those pets will be forced to return to their place of origin. Hearing this, Heavenly Rider's eyes lit up. A cold smile spread across his lips. This means that Lu Fan can now be eliminated. Long Jin, listen carefully. You don't have to be afraid anymore. Our clan has the Sun Arrow God, whose arrow can pierce a dragon's soul. Once we have captured the dragon, we will also see the energy of its location. And then, no matter what the Yi family thinks, they should realize that it is foolish to take us on with just one dragon tamer. This time, we will show them who the Long clan is. Then he turned to the old man and said proudly, The legacy of the Huang and Long families is no ordinary legacy that the wind can shake. It is fire and iron, impossible to bend. The mansion rider closed his eyes after saying that. I was thinking of inviting Lu Fan into our clan. I thought it was better to keep a rare warrior like him with me, but now I have changed my mind. He is now the enemy. Scene changes outside the mansion main gate. A few guards were patrolling cautiously outside the hall. The night had gotten darker, but the winds were restless. Then, suddenly, the stones on the ground started moving. The earth shook with a slight tremor. The guards became alert. Is this an earthquake? But the next moment, the sound of heavy footsteps echoed in the earth, as if some giant creature was approaching. This is not a herd of elephants, but some other destructive force. Just then, a guard looked at the distant horizon. A terrible storm full of dust and sand was heading towards them. He looked with frown. This does not seem to be an ordinary storm. The next moment he saw dozens of eyes were shining behind that dust, bright orange and red eyes. Lord, these are animals. No, these are foxes, and very fast. Now everything was clearly visible. Brown, black, and red foxes, running at lightning speed, kicking up dust, full of anger. There was no hurry in their movement, rather, there was preparation for an organized attack. The guard shouted in a trembling voice, This is a pack of dangerous foxes. Run, inform the boss quickly. Staying in front of them is suicide. These do not seem to be ordinary animals. Some of the soldiers ran back, but 2 foxes were already in front of them, with their sharp claws flashing and dangerous teeth bared. Their eyes were intelligent, as if they were following orders.